Well, hi, everybody. Good morning. Meteorologist Travis Kleneski here on this Monday morning. Clouds are clearing on out. The only downside of today, a little bit on the breezy side here. These west and northwest winds already a touch breezy this morning. They're going to be up around 10 to 20 miles per hour. Some gusts up to 30 miles per hour. They'll calm down late today and into tonight. Cloud cover on the increase tonight will become mainly cloudy for many areas tomorrow morning. An area of low pressure right here with an attached warm front right here and a cold front right about here. I didn't draw it in because I ran out of time this morning. I was doing it and then I was building that graphic and then all of a sudden we were getting way too close to the show and I ran out of time. So I apologize for that. But again, you see the low pressure that's sitting right here. I'll actually point out the features even though they're not drawn in here. It's north of that boundary where it's going to be colder and there is going to be some snow around. Most of it's going to be on the South Dakota side of things, but some of that may scrape by extreme northern Nebraska, the Niobrara River Valley, Highway 12, maybe as far south as Highway 20. So most of us will not deal with snow tomorrow. Just the clouds, breezy southerly winds. Again, there's your low right about here. You got the warm front right here. Cold front's starting to sink southward here. Breezy northerly winds behind that front. As we get into tomorrow night, or this is after late afternoon, I should say, that low is now sitting kind of right in this general area here. Again, warm front arcs kind of to the north. Cold fronts now come through most of the area down here to the south. I could draw it in just real quick here, right about there. But a bit of a brisk northerly wind. Clouds then clearing out tomorrow night, and this will take us into a sunnier day on Wednesday. Eastern Nebraska going to be colder, but already out west, it's going to warm right back up on Wednesday. We'll enjoy the sunshine. The winds won't be as strong on Wednesday. We'll get kind of an up and down forecast here in the coming days ahead. You're going to see that here in just a bit. Let's take a look at the forecast highs for today. Mid to upper 40s up north. The rest of us low to mid 50s. Can't complain about it. Nice weather ahead of us for mid-December. Tonight, a little colder than this morning, for most of us anyway, down into the 20s for overnight lows, a lot of mid and upper 20s. And then tomorrow, colder in northern Nebraska, highs in the 30s there. The rest of us will top out in the 40s or lower 50s, low 50s, southeast Nebraska and southwest Nebraska. So really not a big influence from that cold front until later in the day. So really the chilliest weather will be up here, farther behind that front. Now, tomorrow night, it will be colder for most of us, down into the upper teens and lower 20s. And this colder air is going to stick around the eastern part of the state on Wednesday. So high temperatures in the east will be topping out only in the mid to upper 30s. 40s right here in the middle. And then here to the west and southwest, highs in the low to mid 50s, already warming back up. That warmth will spread eastward on Thursday. The only downside of Thursday, it is going to be a little bit on the windy side, but highs for many of us back up into the 50s. Northern Nebraska, though, staying in the 40s as another shot of colder air begins to sink south Thursday night into Friday. So we'll get some colder air on Friday and Saturday. It's kind of a glancing shot again. Here we'll show you that 7-day forecast. So we get a little bit chillier as my phone decides it's going to make noise every time people log on to Facebook here on Facebook Live. Anyway, as we take a look at things here for Friday and Saturday, we are going to be a little bit chillier, including for the first day of winter, which is early Saturday morning when we cross over and to the winter season, the winter solstice, a little bit after 3 o'clock in the morning, in fact, here. As we look ahead to Sunday, that's when we begin to warm up with a nice warming trend on the way as we approach the Christmas holiday. In fact, those final 2 days, that is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, with high temperatures that could be above 50 degrees both of those days. So look at that. If you're a fan of a white Christmas, you're gonna have to travel because the chances here are looking pretty slim. Now, North Platte will not see as much cold air over the next 7 to 10 days. Your days are still going to be pretty mild, even on the cooler days. A little bit of wind, especially Tuesday and Thursday. The nights, a couple of nights are going to be a little bit colder there. Tuesday night, Thursday night, Saturday night. It's almost like every other night. But notice where the Tri-Cities gets down a little bit more, Tuesday and Wednesday, not so much out west. And even here Friday and Saturday with the 30s in the Tri-Cities, but 40s in North Platte. Coming up a little bit Sunday and then warming up even more. Looking pretty good. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, including Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Highs well into the 50s for those days. And in fact, the Climate Prediction Center reflecting this. This is a color you do not see very often on these maps here. That's not just a likely to be above average. That's like extremely likely to be above average, and possibly I think we'd be way above average during this time frame here for next week. So we've got a lot of really warm air. In fact, most of the country is warm. Really, the only cool air, and it's not cold by any means, but cooler is going to be in the southeast United States. But even then, they're near average, which near average isn't as bad there as it is here. So can't really complain there either. But my goodness, we are going to see some extremely nice weather ahead of us here, as I'll show you in just a bit. Now, through the week, I think early in the week before Christmas, we're probably going to be looking at these below average weather temperatures here, or precipitation here. But then the second half of the week, we do start to get some moisture chances. So this is why we're near average. I think the first part of this 8 to 14 day outlook is dry. The second part could bring some moisture that comes in from the west and the northwest, kind of comes across the northern United States here. In fact, let's take a look at the outlook here. This is the European. Not a lot. Again, tomorrow there's that snow in northern Nebraska. Not much. It's mostly northern areas to our north that are going to see moisture chances. So like I said, our chances at a white Christmas are extremely slim. Might be a little bit of moisture early next week there, but chances may actually increase later in the week. But even then, the European doesn't have much, at least through Thursday morning. Let's take a look at the GFS model. Again, the snow tomorrow across northern Nebraska. It's the extreme northern part of the state, though. And then not a lot. Most of it stays to our north. Maybe early next week here, but even then that's looking pretty slim. Later on in the week, there's a chance here, Thursday. And again, the European model doesn't have this like the GFS does. So again, we'll see what happens moisture-wise down the road, but at least through Christmas, probably dry, which is why I think our chances of white Christmas, you're going to have to drive to the mountains or go to our north if you want to see any kind of snow on the ground for the Christmas holiday here. Let's take a look at temperatures, which, again, they're not bad today. They are going to be cooling down, though, over the next couple of days. Although, notice out west, not as cold Wednesday. Colder in the east. The Arctic air, though, remains up in Canada. Kind of spills into the northern plains and then into the Great Lakes region a little bit. Not as cold as what it was last week, though. And we're just on the edge of it, so we're a little chillier for the end of the week. But again, out west, not as cold Friday and Saturday. And look at this then next week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, mild weather settling in, at least through Christmas Day right there. This is Christmas Day, and then into the morning of the day after Christmas, we are going to be on the mild side. Great weather expected for the middle of next week. Let's take a look at the GFS real quick. This will be the final graphic I show you. And again, while today's actually looking okay, it's just not as warm as yesterday for many of us, but some are still actually going to be warmer. And then again, just kind of coming down temperature-wise the next couple of days, but western Nebraska won't feel it as much as the eastern part of the state. Thursday brings a nice little warm up, but already, again, colder air. There's Thursday. We'll go, Thursday morning. Already some colder air sinking southward, so we'll feel it more, I think, Thursday night and Friday. But out west, again, already warming up. And then that warmer air just spreads eastward through the weekend and into next week here. And it looks like it's going to be, again, there's Christmas Eve, warm. Christmas Day, nice and warm. Cooling down maybe just after Christmas. We'll see how things play out from there. So I want to thank you all for watching on this Monday morning. I'll be back with you on Tuesday with all the latest of any changes that may occur in the forecast between now and then. So I want to thank you all for watching. I will see you all again Tuesday morning. Take care and God bless. Bye.